In the beginning, there was nothing but a vast, yawning void known as Ginnungagap. The first realm to form was Muspellsheim in the south, a land of fire, guarded by Surt wielding his flaming sword. To the north emerged Niflheim, a freezing land of mist and fog, home to the spring Hvergelmir, from which the primordial rivers began to flow. As these rivers moved away from their source, they froze, filling the void with ice. In the south, sparks and embers flew from Muspellsheim, creating warm breezes that drifted northward. When this warmth touched the rime-coated ice, it began to melt, and from these melting drops, new life emerged. Ymir, the first of the frost giants. When Ymir lay down to sleep, two beings formed from the sweat under his left arm, while his legs created a six-headed son who would become the ancestors of the frost giants. Another being, a cow named Audhumla, also emerged from the rime. Ymir drank her milk for sustenance, while Audhumla fed by licking the salty stones around her. As she licked, she uncovered the hair, then the head, and finally the full form of a man named Buri, who would father a son named Borr. Borr married Bestla, daughter of a giant, and together they had three sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve. The three brothers eventually killed the giant Ymir. His blood created a great flood that drowned nearly all the frost giants, with only Hvergelmir and his wife escaping to become the ancestors of future giants. Odin and his brothers took Ymir's body to the center of the void and began creating the world. From Ymir's blood, they formed the seas and lakes. From his flesh, the land. From his bones, the mountains. And from his teeth, the rocks. They used his skull to craft the sky, placing it above the world with the stars they fashioned from the sparks of Muspellheim, thus marking the beginning of time. The earth took a circular form, surrounded by a deep ocean. The brothers gave the giants a land along the shore, naming it Jotunheim, and built fortifications further inland from Ymir's eyebrows, calling it Midgard to protect it from the giants. Odin, Vili, and Ve then created the first humans from driftwood, breathing life into them and giving them intelligence and sight. The man they named Ask, and the woman, Embla. They were given a home in Midgard, where humanity would reside. The brothers then fashioned Asgard, a magnificent realm at the center of the world, where Odin ruled as Allfather, taking the beautiful Frigg as his wife. Together they bore the Aesir, divine gods who called Asgard their home. To connect the realms, the gods built a bridge known to humans as Bifrost, the rainbow, which is guarded by Heimdall. He is ever watchful with perfect sight night and day, and carries a horn named Gjallarhorn, whose call can be heard throughout the worlds. In Jotunheim, a giant named Narfi had a daughter, Night, who had a son named Day. Odin placed night and day in the heavens, giving each a horse and chariot to ride across the sky. A boy named Mani, Moon, and a girl named Sul, Sun, were also placed in the heavens, each controlling their respective lights. They hurry across the sky, pursued by two wolves, Skoll and Hati, who seek to devour them. 9 worlds hold the different beings of the universe: Asgard for the gods, Midgard for humans, Alfheim for the light elves, Nidavellir for the dwarves, Jotunheim for the giants, Vanaheim for the Vanir, gods of fertility and wisdom, Niflheim and Muspellheim as primordial realms, and Hell, where those who die dishonorably reside. These realms are connected by the great ash tree Yggdrasil, which has 3 mighty roots. The first sits above Urd's well, the Well of Fate, where the Norns, 3 prophetic maidens, determine the fate of all beings. The second root lies above Mimir's well, the Well of Wisdom. The third root sits above Hvergelmir, the source of primordial rivers. A dragon named Nidhogg constantly gnaws at this root. Atop Yggdrasil perches an eagle that creates the winds, while a squirrel named Ratatosk scurries between the eagle and Nidhogg, trading insults to stir trouble. Odin, All-Father and eternal seeker of wisdom, once visited Mimir's well, where he sacrificed an eye to gain its knowledge. Later, seeking the power of the runes, Odin hung himself from Yggdrasil, pierced by his own spear, without food or water for 9 days until the runes revealed themselves, granting him immense wisdom and magical abilities. Odin's quest for knowledge ultimately prepares him for Ragnarok, the end of days, when he sends his Valkyries to every battle to select the most valiant slain warriors to reside in Valhalla, Odin's grand hall. Here, the Einherjar train for Ragnarok, when they will fight alongside the gods. Thor, Odin's son, protector of humanity, and god of thunder, is known for his red hair and fiery beard. While often the victim of Loki's pranks, Thor wields the mighty hammer Mjolnir, crafted by dwarves to always return to him after being thrown. Loki, god of mischief, began as a playful trickster, but grew increasingly dangerous, especially after causing the death of Balder, Odin's beloved son. For this crime, Loki was bound to a cave with the entrails of his sons, awaiting Ragnarok to seek revenge. Ragnarok marks the ultimate destruction and rebirth of the world. It begins with 3 harsh winters, followed by Fimbulwinter, where kinship will fall, and the wolves Skal and Hati devour the sun and moon. As earthquakes ravage Midgard, Loki and his monstrous children, the wolf Fenrir and the Midgard serpent, rise, while Surtur leads the fire giants of Muspellsheim. In the final battle, Odin, Thor, and the gods fight valiantly, but ultimately perish as the world is engulfed in Surtur's flames. Yet this is not truly the end. From the ashes, a new world is born. 2 humans survive in a sacred grove and will repopulate the world. Odin's sons inherit the ruins of Asgard, and Balder returns from the underworld to lead them. A new sun rises, continuing the cycle of life and reminding us that, while Ragnarok may come, rebirth always follows.